Who are you?
I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least, I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself, because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, for I can't understand it myself to begin with, and being so many different sizes in a day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it so yet, but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, you will some day, you know, and then, after that, into a butterfly. I should think you'll feel it a little queer, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. All I know is it would feel very queer to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why? Come back. I've something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So, you think you're changed, do you?
I'm afraid I am, sir. I can't remember things as I used, and I don't keep the same size for 10 minutes together.
Can't remember what things?
Well, I've tried to say, how doth the little busy bee, but it all came different.
Repeat. You are old Father William.
You are old, Father William,
the young man said,
and your hair has become very white, and yet you incessantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right?
In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared it might injure the brain, but now that I'm perfectly sure I have none, why, I do it again and again.
You are old,
said the youth,
as I mentioned before, and have grown most uncommonly fat. Yet you turned a back somersault in at the door. Pray, what is the reason for that?
In my youth, said the sage as he shook his grey lock, I kept all my limbs very supple by the use of this ointment, 1 shilling the box. Allow me to sell you a couple.
You are old,
said the youth,
and your jaws are too weak for anything tougher than suet. Yet you finished the goose with the bones and the beak. Pray, how did you manage to do it?
In my youth, said his father, I took to the law, and argued each case with my wife, and the muscular strength which it gave to my jaw has lasted the rest of my life.
You are old,
said the youth.
One would hardly suppose that your eye was as steady as ever, yet you balanced an eel on the end of your nose. What made you so awfully clever?
I have answered 3 questions, and that is enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen all day to such stuff? Be off, or I'll kick you downstairs.
That is not said right.
Not quite right, I'm afraid. Some of the words have got altered.
It is wrong from beginning to end. What size do you want to be?
Oh, I'm not particular as to size. only one doesn't like changing so often, you know.
I don't know. Are you content now?
Well, I should like to be a little larger, sir, if you wouldn't mind. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be.
It is a very good height indeed.
But I'm not used to it.
You'll get used to it in time. One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom.
And now, which is which? Oh, oh, my head has struck my feet. Oh, come, my head's free at last. Oh, oh, what can all that green stuff be? And where have my shoulders got to? And oh, my poor hands, how is it I can't see you?
Serpent.
I'm not a serpent. Let me alone.
Serpent, I say again. I've tried every way and nothing seems to suit them.
I haven't the least idea what you're talking about.
I've tried the roots of trees, and I've tried banks, and I've tried hedges, but those serpents, there's no pleasing them. As if it wasn't trouble enough hatching the eggs, but I must be on the lookout for serpents night and day. Why, I haven't had a wink of sleep in 3 weeks.
I'm very sorry you've been annoyed.
And just as I'd taken the highest tree in the wood, and just as I was thinking I should be free of them at last, they must needs come wriggling down from the sky. Oh, serpent!
But I'm not a serpent, I tell you. I'm a...
Well, what are you? I see you trying to invent something.
I'm a little girl.
A likely story indeed. I've seen a good many little girls in my time, but never one with such a neck as that. No, no, you're a serpent, and there's no use denying it. I suppose you'll be telling me next you've never tasted an egg.
I have tasted eggs, certainly, but little girls eat eggs quite as much as serpents do, you know.
I don't believe it, but if they do, then why, they're a kind of serpent, that's all I can say. You're looking for eggs, I know that well enough, and what does it matter to me whether you're a little girl or a serpent?
It mattered a good deal to me, but I'm not looking for eggs, as it happened, and if I was, I shouldn't want yours. I don't like them raw.
Well, be off then.
Oh, come. There's half my plan done now. How puzzling all these changes are. I'm never sure what I'm going to be from one minute to another. However, I've got back to my right size. The next thing is to get into that beautiful garden. How is that to be done, I wonder? Whoever lives there, it'll never do to come upon them this size. Why, I should frighten them out of their wits.